Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Are you looking to create a World War II environment for your game, short film, or cinematic scene in Unreal Engine 5? Well, today we're diving into the France World War II Liberation Asset Pack from Meshingun Studio, a massive wartime Paris environment packed with handcrafted details, a complete building customization system, multiple lighting presets like daylight, war fog, over 1,000 detailed assets, including drivable vehicles, and so much more. Not only does this pack give you all the assets, it comes loaded with powerful tools designed to speed up your level design workflow, including a full building customization system, dynamic burning cloth shader, powerline and road creation tools, and plenty more. And so in this video, we'll be taking a closer look at everything included in this asset pack. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, just to be 100% transparent with you guys, Meshingun Studio did send this asset pack to review for you guys. They didn't sponsor me or tell me what to say in this video, so this review is 100% my honest opinion. And if you guys at any point are interested in this asset pack, you can check the link in the description below, which will take you to their Fab store page, where you can also actually find a link to play the playable demo, which is also very nice that they have that included. So anyways, here we are inside of the map. So if I just zoom out and show you guys how big the map is, you can see how big the playable area is. So really the playable area are these different street corridors, which we'll check out in a second. But yeah, you can see the Eiffel Tower off here in the distance. Okay, so here we are in the map. So I'm playing as the first person character. And if I can make this full screen for you guys, this map is just absolutely detailed. So you can see we have all of this sort of destruction from, bombing and stuff like that. So you can see we have different types of vehicles. There's a ton of different vehicles that come included. So you can see there's like a Jeep, this transport vehicle, and a lot of different types of, old style cars here, including like this tram car. Not really sure what you call that, but over here is some more destruction. So we have some fire, and also you can see some of the burning cloth. So you can customize the buildings to include different types of bullet holes. You can see up here there's like bullet hole decals, and I think some of them are actually models, so we'll have to take a closer look at that. But there's a lot of options for destruction. So if we go ahead and continue over here and just check out some more of the map, so it even comes with some tanks. So here looks like one of the different tanks that come included. And even the power lines, you can see they are destroyed. So it comes with this neat power line tool that works similar to like a spline tool. So you can just place power lines in a row, and it has all the cables like that simulating physics. It's pretty neat. Okay, over here you can see we have like this diner shop. Looks like it comes with like this neat interior. So here is like the downtown area. So we have a couple of different ways to go. You can see they have, flags simulating physics. I think these are cloth physics. So those are the different types of flags over here. Pretty neat. And this scene or this environment comes with 3 different lighting modes. So I think this is the daytime, there's the nighttime, and then also there's the war fog. So I'll show you guys those later. But yeah, look at all the detail. You can see some of the destroyed buildings and the unique coloration. So you can see how darkened the building has become. It kind of reminds you of Battlefield 5. So yeah, here's another vehicle, and I think this area is the town square. So you can see this is sort of like a main area. You could put like an objective point if you're making this into some sort of first-person shooter game. You put like an objective point right here in the middle. But this is like the park area. We've got more destroyed buildings and just a bunch of different cars. Now, if we exit out of here, the playable area, if I show you, is quite massive. So you can see the streets over here extend outward. So you could add a lot more details in here. You can see there's more different types of tanks. Just gotta love all the details, the reflections, and the rocks and all that stuff. And I can show you guys everything in here is actually using nanites, since they're going for as much detail in the scene as possible. So you can see the nanite visualization, even the Eiffel Tower off there in the distance, which is pretty neat. So let's go back into the lit mode. But yeah, the buildings are incredibly well detailed. So this is the main street, as you can see. Here, I'll give you guys a better look at everything. You can see these cloth pieces. They have sort of like this wind shader, which looks really nice. But yeah, just look how detailed this scene is. And what's neat is they have like these different planes. These are like background, I believe, like sprites. So it looks like people are parachuting out of the sky, different planes flying overhead. So it's just neat that they included all those tiny little details. You'll notice those in, Battlefield games. If you played any of the Battlefield games, they'll have little different background, subtle background things like that. So here's inside of the tram line over here. And this is another area. This one has actually this pretty cool church building. So here's a better look at that. This thing is really nicely detailed. And what's cool is all of the tanks and the vehicles, they have different color patterns. So you can see this one has sort of this tan color pattern. But yeah, just look how detailed this square is. All of the destruction. Again, this could be like another objective point. So you have like this water fountain over here. Lots of cover for creating this or turning it into like a first-person shooter game. Of course, you could also use it for things like cinematics, creating short films, but you can see they've creatively blocked out some of the different sections with the tanks. That way they can limit, you can limit the playable area to a certain size. That way the map isn't too big. So here's another destroyed car over here. And yeah, a lot of different options for the, destructible meshes. We'll see that in the asset overview level. Yeah, let's go ahead and just zoom out and show you more of the map. So yeah, there's this bridge over here and also this canal. So you can see that the canal goes all the way over there. And over here on this bridge, you can see they also block this part out. So again, this is more of like a, part of the end of the level. But you could go in and expand this even further and, just build out this map. So yeah, here's the border, as you can see. So these are just simplified background buildings since, it's not in the playable area. But we can also check out the Eiffel Tower because I think this is a pretty neat area. This is like a little park. And here is the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, as you can see, these are, again, just background assets. But it's pretty neat that they have this included in the asset pack. You can see they have little details like, I think, like anti-aircraft guns shooting off into the sky. Okay, so this is like the top-down view of the map. Hopefully that gives you guys a better idea of how big, the playable area is on this map. But here's another tram line. This is actually pretty neat. I didn't notice this my first, fly through in here. Let's go ahead and check out the different lightings. So if you open up the levels over here, you can turn off the day lighting and we can turn on midnight. And so this will give us sort of like this nighttime look where everything is lit. So it'll show all the different lightings, the buildings, the light in the buildings will light up the scene. You can see all the reflections from like the fire, all the shop lights, and of course all the destroyed buildings. So it's just neat seeing this entire scene lit up like this. Yeah, usually you don't really have a lot of options like this when it comes to an asset pack. So it's just neat that they have these different relit environments. So it comes with sort of like 3 different versions of the map. And look at that flicker. You can even see some of the flickering lights, which is pretty neat. And also another thing which is cool is they have sort of like these spotlights. So they'd have like these spotlights pointed up in the sky to spot like the enemy planes. But yeah, look at all the lights over here. Some of this stuff is like destroyed, like fires and stuff from the bombing. But as you can see, the scene looks really amazing. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. Would you be interested in creating like a World War II themed game, or maybe just a first-person shooter game in general? Is there like a specific timeline you'd like to create? So yeah, here's some more of the different destruction. So let's go ahead and check out the war fog lighting. So let's go ahead and turn this one off and turn on the war fog. So yeah, the war fog is pretty neat as well. You see everything is covered in sort of like this yellow fog. So again, it's pretty cool that they included these 3 different, relit environments. This is kind of cool. You can see like this light from the sign giving off this blue color. So just a lot more different colors here in the scene. But yeah, those are all the different lighting options that you have that come with this pack. So let's go ahead and check out the overview level, as it comes with, shows all the assets that this comes with. Okay, so here is the overview level. So as you can see, there's just a ton of different assets that come included in this pack. You can even see some of those background sprites I was talking about earlier. But over here we have some of the different structures. So you can see the bridges, the canal piece. So I think they were using this on like a spline to create the canal shape. Over here we have some of the factory pieces. So you can see just some of the building pieces that they were using in the structures, as well as some of the concrete rubble. These are just little detailed destructible pieces. And it looks like we have some more modular pieces for residential buildings. So it's pretty neat that they come not only with the modular pieces to design your own buildings, but it also comes with a building generator. So I'll have to show you guys that here in a bit. But here are all the different modular pieces that the building generator uses. So you can see the windows, the walls, the window frames, all of that stuff, along with the different types of chimneys, okay, and the different glass pieces. So let's go ahead and continue on over here. So here are some of the pieces for the church, as you can see. And then we have even some destructible pieces. So these are the different broken roofs. So you can see like the different bombs that were dropped, created like these massive openings. These could be really useful for like gameplay purposes, because you could have your players run through here, maybe create like a enemy sniper position. But over here are some more burnt out or destructible walls. So you can see the different broken brick combinations. Okay, we have some windows, broken building pieces, things like the wooden floors, window frames. So just a lot of different options to pick from. Over here are the telephone pole. So this comes with a unique spline tool to place these. So you don't have to place these by hand and connect, the wires by hand. It has this unique spline tool that comes included. Okay, over here are some of the smaller different props, chairs, sandbags. I didn't even know it comes with like this old-fashioned toilet. Okay, some of the different crates, ammo crates, barrels, some more different props here in the background, some barbed wire. Okay, like this air raid siren. And then over here we have the different flags, different flag physics. It's pretty neat. Okay, and then these are the different vehicles. So you can see it comes with these two, I believe, tram cars, I want to say. So this is the one that's not destroyed, and this is the destructible version of it, with the glass, broken out. So you can see how detailed this thing is. Pretty nice. But over here are all the different vehicles that come included, so there's quite a bit. So we have, two different tanks. And then we have the vehicles. I believe these are the same tank, but different material applied. So, and you can see it looks like you can open the doors, and these are actually drivable. So that means, I don't think they made the tank drivable, but they have blueprints included for these vehicles, like as chaos vehicles, so you can actually drive them. And here are some of these are like the city vehicles that you'll find in the level. And they include even destroyed vehicle props, so which is really nice because they add a lot to the scene. So you can see there's many different variants. There's some with rubble pieces. You can see like this telephone pole crushed it. Okay, so there's a lot of unique options here to play with. Okay, over here are the different debris. So you can see there's a lot of different piles of brick and rubble. So these are like different dirt piles. And honestly, it is amazing that they come with just so many different variety of assets. So here are some of the different rock pieces. And it's really neat that it comes with its own separate assets. Okay, over here is another pile of bricks. Okay, and then some more different assets. Over here is like some mud. Okay, and in the back, let's just quickly cover over some of these. Oh, these are just some of the posters and billboards, and also the different, business signs. Okay, here are the different road pieces. So you can see all the modular road pieces. It also comes with a road spline tool. So it makes, placing down the road pieces a lot easier. Okay, and these are the different vehicle pieces. So one thing I forgot to mention is that the vehicles come in a little bit of modularity. So you can see things like the wheels, take those off. And also over here, stuff like the tank has its own vehicle pieces as well, which is just pretty neat. Even the cars, so you can see like the doors, the hood, all that stuff you can take off, which is pretty neat. So you could add like destruction system to the cars, make like the doors fall off, the wheels fall off, stuff like that. Even this transport vehicle, but also it's very useful for, creating a drivable car system, having the wheels separated like that. Okay, let's go back over to here. We have the different glass shard pieces. So these are just, piles of glass, more destruction. Okay, over here are some different variations of windows. What's neat about this is they come with like this little fake interior. So you can see, you have like this render of like a interior, and also just different variations of windows. So that's not looking like the same, building design. Okay, over here are some of the features, the materials. They have this flickering light material. So I think that we saw that a little earlier. And also they have this burning cloth material. So this is pretty neat as well. Okay, over here is a burning decal. So you can select this and change things like the color. So you can go in and customize that. So it comes with a lot of different, customization. Okay, over here are some of the road splines. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. So yeah, as you can see, you can just take some of the points, I'll drag over here, and pretty easily create yourself part of the map or expand on the map. Here are the intersection pieces. So you can see how they've put together the intersections. And it comes with different variations. So you can see this is like a more narrow road, whereas you have a much larger road over there. Okay, here are all the master materials. We won't go into those, but over here is the power line tool. So what's neat about this is it comes with these two different power lines, different pole types. So you can see this one has like the transformers. This one is like destroyed. Well, this also works on a spline-based system. So if you select it, you can see it works same way that the roads work, where you can just drag off a spline and add different pole types. So it makes designing and laying out these telephone poles a lot easier, but also it automatically connects them together with these different wires. So it's just a really neat tool that to come included with the asset pack. Okay, here are some of the different trees, some of the foliage. So you can see we have like this fall leaves over here, and some of the grass and bushes that come included. And then if we go all the way in the back, okay, these are just all the different materials. You can see things like rocks, dirt, different types of brick. Okay, over here are the building generators. So if you select them, these are actually all blueprints, editable blueprints, and it has a lot of different customization settings. So you can, I believe you can use like a data table and specify all the different meshes. So as you can see, they've gone in and added all the different shop pieces, the window, pillar pieces. That's what's actually building and generating this entire building through those data table pieces. And you can go in and customize different types of settings. So it comes with this pretty advanced building generator, which is what they use to design and create all the unique combinations for the different shops, as well as this one over here. So you can see a lot of different color customizations. You can change the different tints and change the overall look of the building. Okay, there's a lot more that you can do with the building generator. I'll probably throw up a video. As you can see, they've created and added like these burnt cloth pieces. So this is all generated with that blueprint. So here's some more different customization options. And this all stems from the original blueprint. So you can see the roof pieces and all that stuff. Okay, here's another one. So building customization examples. And of course, it comes with some pre-built buildings. So here is like the church with different color customizations. In the background, you can see some of the prefab broken buildings. So it's just pretty neat that they come with these prefab options. So if you just want to slap these in the scene and, you know, block out a really quick city level, you can do that. Even with this Eiffel Tower. So this is like a background mesh, but this thing is pretty detailed and it's pretty neat. Okay, over here are some more different buildings. So these are the prefab buildings, the detailed versions of them. So you can see there's a lot of different options and different corner pieces, side pieces. Okay, lots to pick from. And then in the back here are like the low poly proxy prefab buildings. So these are, you know, the optimized versions. So you can use them as the background meshes. So yeah, those are pretty much all the assets that come included. And again, they have like these little sprite textures, which are pretty cool. They're like these little particle effects. We have like these people parachuting, different planes flying by, you know, anti-aircraft guns, stuff like that. So it's pretty neat that they have those in this asset pack. So yeah, that is the France World War II Liberation asset pack. There's over 1,000 detailed assets, and it comes with all these different building prefabs, as well as the different customizable vehicles. You have the different spline tools like the power line, roads, and just so much more. And if you guys want to check it out, I think there's actually a playable demo you can download from their fab page. So if you really want to get your hands on it and just check it out and see all the assets up close, you can go ahead and check out the demo. But yeah, big thanks to them for sending the asset pack over. It's a pretty neat asset pack, and this thing is just absolutely packed with just tons of different props. It's always nice when sellers include different varieties of props, like rather than just having a couple of different, you know, debris piles. They included 10 plus different variations, also different, you know, buildings. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. If there's something else you guys want me to check out, or maybe if you guys want to see me try and create some sort of environment using these assets, let me know down in the comments down below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.